The two things that are my favorite. One is when I go to sleep at night. It's like my favorite time of the day. And the second is when we are back again in Angira's bathroom. Welcome back. This is another episode and a brand new one because today I have another guest with me. Well, introducing somebody who, is not really predictable. When you see her on stage, you're like, what is she going to be like? And then she gives you this complete different hue about her. Let me introduce you to her. Well, Shalini, hi, what's up?
Hi, Angira. What's up? Thanks for having me.
Of course, do you want me to call you by your full name, Shalini Mohan, or
no.
Shalini is great? Okay.
Shalini is great.
Okay. I can see that you have a bunch of tattoos. Let's start with that.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, the audience can't hear or see that that I have my tattoos right now because it's freezing in
It
this
is.
studio.
It
And
is.
yes, I'm wearing my jacket. But I also have a tattoo sleeve which I recently covered. So you tell me, let's start with the story of your tattoos.
Well, actually, every bit of my tattoo, except for the latest one I got, which is actually my dog's pendant, and she was the first dog I ever had. Like, it flipped me into an animal lover and a human hater,
Okay.
if you want to call it that. But yeah, so when she passed away 2 years ago from cancer, I got her pendant tattooed on my wrist. But the rest of it, they're actually symbolisms of Buddhism, which actually helped me a lot in life, if you want to say that. And yeah, so you have the tree of life, you have yoga, you have the continuum, the rangoli thing we have what you can't see now, a face of the Buddha, and butterflies, which is a symbolism for reincarnation and so on. And right here, which you can't see now, I have all the instruments I play. So I have the bass tattooed here, I have the piano, I have the trumpet, and a mic.
You can play the trumpet?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I get
I've always thought that was amazing. Okay, we're going to come to all of that. The one thing that we both have in common here is the Buddha tattoo and the Tree of Life, both of which I have, and
And the hair.
the hair, which is all set. Today is my good hair day, so I'm going to flaunt it. Please, your hair is very nice. So, okay. Now, we're going to start with that one name that your father wanted to keep for you. I'm going to stop myself from saying it, but tell us a story behind it and what it was.
Is it too late to like say, I don't want to do this?
No,
No.
please, sorry.
So, the story goes that my father wanted to name me Mukambeshwari
Mm-hmm.
because it's one of the goddesses that he would worship and still does. Like if you see his car and all, it has Mukambeshwari on it. But I think some sense prevailed in the other members of my family. So they kind of had a shorter name which didn't have any meaning behind it. But yeah, from Mukambeshwari, it was Shalini.
Shalini.
Yes.
That was a huge transition.
Yes, and my nose is something I'm very conscious about. So, Mook in Tamil means,
Means
nose.
nose. But it's very
So,
nice.
Mukambeshwari would have scarred me for life. Like, no.
Sure. Hello, introducing Mukam
The side profile. dekho.
Sorry, that's just I can't. Okay. Anyway, so let's start from, since we're talking about your dad naming you. Let's start from your childhood. Is there any story or incident that I could I'm somebody who likes gossip and secrets both, and I'm a good keeper of both. Just FYI. So do you want to share small incident from your childhood or something funny or sad or whatever's led for you to be here? It could be anything.
Something that led me to be here or something in general?
Just whatever. It's your choice.
So I write a blog very rarely, but there are some emotions I put into words. So one of the things I had written about is this one incident with my dad that stands out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would have been in the 8th or ninth grade in Bishop Cotton's, and we didn't have money at all then. Like my dad put us in the best of schools, my brother and I, but money was very difficult. And I remember the socials were around. So this was when the boys' school and the girls' school would come together
Right.
and dance and feel all our hormones everywhere. So, and I remember that I had a nice dress to wear, and it started pouring. And my dad had a Kinetic Honda, the bike then, and it was pouring, and we just didn't know what to do. So I had to take an auto, and I had never taken an auto before that in my life. So we managed to scour up some change that we usually keep in our drawers and all that, right? So we got a pile of change that we felt was enough for me to reach Bishop Cotton's from where we lived. And he put me in an auto. And the one thing I will never forget is that since I had never been in an auto before, he actually came behind me on his bike in the pouring rain to actually make sure I was okay. And he came all the way back. So
How nice.
he's something else. So that's one thing that stands out. When you
Wow,
ask me.
that's a lovely way to start the show. So, Shalini plays the trumpet. She's a bass guitar player. So, before I start off asking you questions about your guitar journey or how you figured that, how did trumpet come? Because trumpet, from what I know, one, I love jazz music, and the fact that somebody can play the trumpet is like, wow, like it takes a lot, of your lungs and all of that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it does.
how does it work? Like, with your whole, the lung capacity has to be
Yeah.
huge. So, have you practiced this for a couple of years?
So I'm not as I'm still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I can play the trumpet and do stuff with it, but yeah,
Do stuff with it.
not the trumpet, the technique, like that and all. Yeah, I will bajate like in many ways.
Oh, you. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so how do I say? I don't remember why I picked it up. What I do know is that the trumpet, even though it's melodic when you listen to it, it's a very percussive instrument.
Right.
So when you listen to a lot of jazz music as well, or even non-jazz, more mainstream music, it's got a percussive element to it that I love. It's also why I picked up the bass. So it's like I did try playing the guitar and I play the piano, but I need that lower register. I need to be rhythmic on certain levels.
Right.
So the trumpet is very similar in that. And I do recall that there is a Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I recall watching him on stage where he's playing the bass and suddenly he brings out the trumpet and he goes like,
Correct.
and I was like, okay, so
Wow.
let's do that. Yeah, it was very difficult to pick up because you just have 3 keys and you have to hit all the notes using combinations, but it's more your breath control. So the first 1 or 2 months, I focused on getting a decent sound out. I killed a lot of birds, like put put, they will just fall around me. It was like black magic. And my dogs would run like as soon as I opened the trumpet case, like Lily and Soda will look at me like, no, not this again, and they'll go to the farthest part of the house. All that has happened.
Okay.
Now they're not scared. Now it's pretty decent. But yeah, let's see.
You worked for a corporate before this, right?
Yes.
And how did music come into your life? How did this whole bass guitar journey come? Considering the fact that I don't know too many women who play the bass guitar, TBH. So
Yeah, that's.
I've been meeting a lot of millennials, so please don't mind my TBH.
No, that I know. To be honest.
honest.
Yeah.
The other day,
Sometimes I feel really old, man.
Yeah, so the other day I
Yeah.
was talking to somebody who's like 21 and they gave me a word. I don't even remember what it is. And I was like, did you ever go to school and learn English or did they just
Seriously.
teach you this?
And what is with how they write things? Like, keep it all caps if you want to shout, or just follow some thing.
Yeah.
Like, small letter, big letter, small letter, big.
It's very confusing. Anyway, back to your story.
Yes, of course. How did music happen? I think I was born with some music in my head.
Of course.
It's always been there. So I picked up the bass very, very late in life. I think when I was 25 or 24, when I started working in Wipro. And in school, I did a lot of singing for Jesus and everything. I was very passionate about it. Played the piano, bunked classes, learned some notations from the books. My friend used to actually learn the piano. So I remember Mithuna. Hi, if you're listening. So if I used to borrow her grade books and figure out some of the sheet music, the nomenclature and everything. And in Wipro, I was still in the whole singing mode. But by the time I joined the corporate, my confidence was a bit hit by a lot of other things. So I had actually lost the ability to sing the way I used to in
Right.
college. So in Wipro, there was this amazing band, in-house band, and I auditioned as a backup vocalist because I wasn't ballsy enough to sing up front. And I was comfortable, I was happy, and I have these 2 wonderful friends, Hafiz and Anil. So they used to play the guitar and the bass.
And from what I catch your story with, is that somebody backed out?
Yeah. Somebody backed out, and that bass was put on me, and it was amazing. I mean, I've not fallen in love with a human being like the way I fell in love with the bass at that moment.
Intense. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like how, like in Twilight and all, they say imprint, no? That whatever. Imprint
I
on
love
someone.
Twilight. Yeah, I wanted a guy like that. Like not creepy, but then like as awesome.
Yeah. When it came out, I was also swept away by it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay.
so the bass imprinted on me. It just filled up some holes inside, and yeah, it's been amazing.
It's a,
You know-
families are going to listen to this song, bro. I mean, song, I'm saying this show, okay? All right.
Filled up spaces inside.
Right. Quench your thirst for music. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. You can say
Okay.
that.
What is the one incident or person that changed your life?
I can tell you one thing. It's not as deep as it should be.
Okay.
So there's this band called Muse,
Mm-hmm.
and the frontman Matthew Bellamy. He's a brilliant vocalist. But I recall about 10, 12 years back, I recall seeing the live shows, and I saw him move with his guitar and the way he involved his body with the music. And I think it was a flip moment for me because it totally influenced how I am on stage.
Right.
Yeah, I just had to watch him and it just changed everything.
So we could see versions of that in you today? Something that you picked up?
It's not, I don't emulate him,
Of course.
but it's that vibe I picked up where you connect your musicality with your body
And this time
and
together.
just show it to the people. So, like, I believe that if you're on stage, it's not just about the music, because if people wanted to just listen to music, they'd stay in and listen to a CD and sip a glass
True,
of wine.
true.
So, if they're coming to watch you, if they're spending time off their schedule, if they're spending money buying tickets,
It's the
they want
experience.
the whole experience.
True.
Right? So, and if you're not honest with that, it's very fake.
Absolutely right. Have you ever been into a ladies' bathroom before?
Where do you think I pee?
No, like when
Oh.
somebody else. My bad. I should have made it more holistic. Like, have you ever been? Okay, that's
Invited to another bathroom, a ladies' bathroom?
Yes.
By a lady?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Did you go? Is for us. Okay. All right. Now we'll get to the serious part. I've followed independent music considerably because one, I am Bengali. We have a lot of independent music and art in in Bengal, in Calcutta, and a bunch of other cities that are slowly coming out. But India as a whole has independent music which is picked up in the last 5-7 years. So,
Yeah.
I mean, as opposed to film music, right? So, what do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts on that?
One, being in Bangalore has spoilt me a bit because compared to the rest of the country, I think we have a more diverse audience.
True.
Because of IT and whatever it is, people from all over the country have kind of settled here. And the various tastes they have in music kind of shows when they come to certain shows that normally people wouldn't come for, So whatever the genre, usually Bollywood is popular or mainstream music. But when you talk about indie bands playing their own music, whether it's rock or funk or folk music, the audience is far lesser. But in the last 8 years, it's kind of picked up big time.
Also, because Bengaluru is one of the cities which has given rise to independent music as a whole, right?
And
Like
actually,
live
I
music.
see this in a lot of places. Like you mentioned West Bengal, Calcutta, right?
Right.
I think some of the best musicians in the country come from there.
True.
Yeah.
Some
Look at the
great-
pride.
Some great brands. Okay.
Yeah,
Of course,
like the bands and the level of musicianship.
Yeah.
Like there are some musicians I have utmost respect for. The other, there's Mohini De and there's that whole clan there that I actually look up to. Because I remember picking up the bass when I was 24 and 25. And I went onto YouTube and I watched Mohini De, who was like 12 or 13. And she was playing jazz and I was like,
Wow.
but she's been such a motivating factor,
Right. That was a very nice way to put it. And thanks for all the kind words, huh? Okay.
What? I was being genuine.
I know, I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks, fist bump.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me one thing. What do you think about today's Bollywood music?
Again, it's evolved, I think. Because back then, there was a formula people would follow. And if you actually listen to the 90s, even early 2000s, we would focus on the melody of the vocalist.
True.
And the music would be termed as BGM or a background music, But now the way certain songs are being made, it's actually a whole, it's not just about the voice, it's about the whole experience.
Correct,
you
yeah.
know? So there have been some movies where the music has been fabulous. I mean, the movies are still following a formula of hero, heroine, whatever, but the music has actually uplifted a lot of things.
True.
So it's not bad.
All right,
There are
you enjoy
still-
Bollywood music.
Yeah.
Because
of
we
course.
play Bollywood music, just
I
saying.
perform Bollywood.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Have to feed myself and my dogs.
Okay. If Shalini Mohan wasn't a musician, a bass guitarist, what else would you do? What other career would you choose?
I would be a full-time animal welfare activist.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Does that pay? I'm a huge animal
It doesn't
enthusiast, but
pay, but if there's something else I would do as a vocation, it would be that.
okay.
Or I would teach maths and physics.
Maths and physics.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Nice
used
to
to
know you. Yuck.
No, I mean, it's amazing.
Dude, my dad was a doctorate in chemistry, right? it's very, and I'm saying this because I'm really proud, but he's considered scientist level intelligent.
Wow.
And I was so bad in chemistry. They didn't give me science in my 11th and 12th because they're like, listen, you can't do this. I didn't even know how to put the equations together. Like,
Yeah.
I just didn't get it. Like, whatever, right?
No, like maths and physics are like, I don't know. It's
Physics was good.
like I was so crazy about mathematics. Like in my 11th grade and all that, I would watch cricket. The other thing I'm crazy about, and I would solve problems which are beyond my syllabus just for time pass.
Oh. So you're saying you have like.
So little image damage has happened. I can see it in her face only. Like I thought you were cool, dude. What is this?
No, but that is really nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
But yeah, that's something I'll do. I'll teach maths and physics.
If you had a chance to give your younger self an advice, Shalini Mohan, what would that be?
Tell a lot of people to take a hike very early in life.
Okay.
And don't put up with a lot of things you've put up with.
True.
Yeah.
Shalini, genuine question, huh? This is,
Okay.
so please.
Okay, I'm scared.
If there was one Bollywood artist that you would ask, since you were talking about people taking a hike just before the break ran in, who would be the Bollywood artist who you'd ask to perhaps have an alternate career, if not take a hike?
No.
You can't be kind and diplomatic on the show. This is not.
But I have a career that I want to keep.
Yeah, but you're entitled to your opinion. Like initially, I'll tell you, okay, Prateek Kuhar. When I heard his first song, I was like, "Who's this?" Right?
No, but I don't understand why there's so much hate towards him.
No, but he grows on you. Like
Yeah,
his
he
voice
grows on you,
grows.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
I actually like his music. I like his voice.
yeah,
So
yeah.
is anybody like that?
No one currently. I would say. Oh God, I'm actually
It's a
getting
sharp
nervous.
look.
Like one. No, but I respect Anu Malik,
Okay,
but he could have done something else.
I'm sure because he's anyway taking music from other people.
Yeah,
Why
like
is
he
it
could
scared
be
to
a
the whole
copywriter.
world says
He
this?
could be a copywriter.
Copywriter, yeah. Yeah, he could have been a copywriter. He does a
Oh,
great
God.
job.
yeah. That would have been fabulous.
Okay. Now, two of my favorite questions I'm going to ask you. If Shalini Mohan was shipwrecked on a deserted island
Yeah.
and all your human needs, your food and water were taken care of, what are the two things that you take with you?
My music,
Mm-hmm.
headphones. And
Okay.
The other stuff. And
Other stuff means?
matlab, I was
Acha.
going to say Walkman. God, how old am I? No,
Very nice, huh?
MP3, whatever. My music, basically.
Hmm.
And am I allowed to say a man?
Yeah, man, woman, it's up to you. Now, why are you asking
No,
me?
no, like people are allowed, na?
Yeah,
Like, not
two
things.
things, two people, two whatever. Like, it's up to you.
Yeah, I take my music and then I take my man or woman.
Okay.
Both
All
work.
right. Since we're talking about swinging both ways, I have a question. If you had to choose between two superpowers where you were able to fly or become invisible, what would
Become invisible, dude.
like for real?
For real.
But you can't become normal again, huh? It's like a take back superpower.
no,
you
just
can't
think about this. You don't have to wear clothes.
point.
Like that whole thing of shopping and all. You can't anyway. Imagine a pair of
Arey, if I
trousers
was
and shorts.
invisible, I'd go to all the shops and I'd pick up all the clothes. Every I'm
Of
invisible,
course.
na?
But of course. But when I'm invisible, like I can actually go and stand naked in front of anybody
Okay.
and do stuff and like get on flights. I can get on flights for
And
free,
go anywhere,
fly
true.
anywhere. Yeah.
But you know that just makes me think. Oh yeah, you don't have to go to that whole passage of security check because
Correct.
nobody can see you.
Nobody can see.
Awesome. I like this. I'm going to think about that a little more. All right. Before we let you go, Shalini, this has been awesome. Really. I've absolutely enjoyed it and I wish we could continue, which we will some other time.
Sure.
But the pandemic's on now and everybody's like, oh, this wave, that wave, nth wave, falana and all that. What is the one big fat message that you genuinely feel that you want to share with the listeners and the viewers today on my show?
To the listeners, I'd say, see, as artists, we've had to come out with various other formats of expressing ourselves. So even our corporate shows or whatever show, it's become a virtual event for now until things pick up again. And we've had to put out more music online, make our presence felt more because we just don't have an audience to connect to. So I would say, please listen to our music. And if you come across any independent artist that's put out anything that you might like, please help share it. That goes a long way. Like you share it with 10 people and they share it with 5 other people. It goes a long way.
True.
So please help listen and share our music. And yeah, if you don't like it, don't share it. If you like it, share it and talk about it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
supporting your regional artists, supporting independent artists are, I think, by far the most important thing that we must do as, people who like, listen, and follow music. So please do that. And a big fat message coming in from the Red FM studios that, don't forget to mask up because I see a bunch of you. I don't know what immunity you've been carrying around you, but you must not do that. Please
It's
wash
called
your hands.
stupidity.
It's not immunity, it's stupidity. Okay, wash your hands as many times as you can until they go dry and rough. I will recommend the right cream for that. And follow me on Instagram. I am RG Angira. You can also catch Shalini on Instagram, your handle.
Yeah, you can catch me on Shalini Mohan Bass. That's very subtle. And my band Ginny and the Bottle, Ginny and the Bottle. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we're coming out with a new EP. And we're coming out with new covers of Bollywood and regional music. So everything in our music, regional music. So it's going to be good. So follow us.
And on that note, I will catch you again next week on another episode. Until then, like, share, and follow this video, this show, and Super Hits 93.5 Red FM. 3, 2, 1. बजाते रहो
Red FM 93.5